Friends, today we're discussing about Unit 3 data mining. In the Unit 3 data mining, we have the contents of data types of data and data mining functionalities and integration of patterns and the classification of data mining system and data mining cross-Prometheus, integration of data mining system with the data warehouse issues and data pre-processing. And data in the data mining refers to the information collected, processed, and analyzed to discover the patterns and correlation and insights. The goals of data mining is to extract the useful knowledge from that large data sets, which can then used to further make informed decisions. Here, the main types of used in the data mining. One is the transactional data. You have the definition, the data generated from the transaction and integrations and typically found in the relational database. Examples: sales record, purchase histories, and banking transaction characteristics in the structure and timestamp, and often they includes the details in transaction amount, the date, and the involved parties and time series data definition. You have that data points collected or that recorded at a specific time of intervals. For example, the stock prices and the weather data and sensor data. In the characteristic, we have the sequential in nature and used for trends and analysis and forecasting. In spatial data, in definition, we have the data related to the physical location and the space of objects. For example, the geographical image and the satellite image in location coordinates. And characteristics include that spatial attributes like that latitude and longitude used in the geographic information system. And then text data, we have the data in the form of text and often unstructured or semi-structured. For example, email, social media posts, and research papers. And the characteristic records the natural language processing for the techniques for analysis to extract the meaningful information. And multidimensional data, and the data in the form of images and the audios and video, and the photographs and must music files and video recording, and requires specialized in the techniques like that image recognition and audio analysis and video processing. Then is web data. Here the data collected from the web, including the structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. For example, website logs and clickstream data and social media interaction. The characteristic is the large in volume and diverse in format and often requiring the web scraping and the data integration techniques. The sensor data, here the data generated by the sensor is often used in the IoT application. The temperature reading, motion, and detected smart meters and characters typically timestamped and requires a real-time processing and analysis and data about that other data and providing the information about the properties or structure in the primary data. For example, the file properties and data schema and data source of description and helps in the understanding and managing the primary data. And social network data, here the data generated from the social networks, including the interactions and the relationships and between the user. For example, friend connections like the shares and comments and social media platform. And characters is often used for the social network analysis, influence modeling, and the community detections. For a graph data, here the data represented in the form of nodes and edges, often used to that model relationship, network diagrams, and citation networks and the social graphs. Data mining functionality. Here the data mining refers to the process of discovering patterns for correlations and insights from that large data sets and using the variety of techniques. Here are the some key functionalities of data mining. One is a classification, what the purpose to assign the item in a type data sets to predefined categories of classes. For use cases, spam detections in that email and credit scoring and customer segmentation and techniques, yeah, the decision trees and navy bases and neural networks and supported permissions. Clustering the purpose, it can group similar data in the time item together without the predefined labels. And then use cases, market segmentation and social network analysis, image compression. For the techniques, we have the k-means and hierarchical clustering and DB scan. An efficient rule mining to find the relationship between the variables and large datasets for the market basket analysis and cost, marketing, and medical diagnosis. The Napier algorithm and Elcott algorithm FE growth. Then is a regressions. We have that proposed to predict in a numeric value based on the input data for use cases, sales, forecasting, risk management, and financial modeling. Then linear regressions, polynomial regression, logistic regression, anomaly detection to define the rat items or events that deviate significantly from the norm. For use cases, fraud detection and network security and fault detections in the manufacturing. And techniques can the isolation forest and one class of SVM and supported permission and Zscore and sequential pattern mining to identify the regular sequence or the patterns in the data over time and use case the web clipstream analysis and DNA sequencing and stock market analysis and generalized sequence pattern and the prefixed spam. And text mining, you have that extract the useful information from the text data, the sentiment analysis, you have the topic modeling, document classification, and techniques like the NLP, again the TF-IDF, and then latent diagram allocations. The demonstrated reduction to reduce the number of variable under consideration to find the underlying factor driving the data and the visualization and the data compressions and noise reduction and principal component analysis is the T and HNC autoencoders and time series analysis to analyze the time-oriented data points to extract the meaningful statistic and identify the trends and economic forecasting and climate predictions and inventory management and ARMI, differential footing and seasonal decomposition. Then the recommendations, we have the purpose to suggest that product services and the content based on user preference and behavior. And the e-commerce, it can the product recommendations, movie recommendations and music streams and services and the collaborative filtering and content based filtering and hybrid models. It can the visualization to represent the data on the results of data mining in a graphical format over the easier interpretation for the dashboard creation and trend analysis and the pattern recognition and techniques scatter plots and heat maps and box plots and histograms and network graphs. These functionalities from the backbone of data mining enabling organization to make the data driven decisions and uncover hidden patterns in the data. For interestingness of patterns, we have that measure helps in that evaluating and ranking the patterns to focus on the those data provide the meaningful insights. Here are the key aspects and the measures of interestingness. And the aspects of interestingness, objective measures is the statistical significance. You can measure how likely it is that a pattern could have that occurred by chance and support the frequency or the proportion of the data in the time item that the pattern describes as confidence. It can the likelihood that the rules and holds true in the data sets and lift the ratio of the observed and support to that expected in if the item were independent and convictions can the measures and degrees of implication of rule and psycho test can the measure the independence of two variables and Gini index and the measure of impurity of the data partitions. And security measures here the novelty, the pattern that provides the new insights or the knowledge not previously known. Action ability is a pattern suggests action that can be taken to improve the outcomes. Understandability, the easy with that which as a human can comprehend that pattern. Unexpectedness, you have the degree to which is a pattern is surprising based on the prior knowledge or expectations. An interesting message again the support, again the decision support, again the portion of the transaction data sets contain the item set formula for the support a number of transaction contained that divided by total number of transaction. They used in the association rule mining to identify the frequent item sets. And confidence can like with that rule A tends to B holds to true. The confidence A tends to B can suppose A union B divided by support of E used to evaluate the distinct association rule. Then depth again that ratio of the observed and support that expected E tends to be of independent again that support of A union B divided by the support of A into the support of B. It then indicates whether the presence of A is increased like B. The convictions measure degree of implication of rule again that support 1 minus the support of B and 1 minus and confidence of A tends to B. The higher configuration indicates a stronger implication and the measure of impurity in data partition of Gini index and the Gini D terms of 1 minus summation of I equal to 1 m can the pi. The pi the probability of cases of phi in the used decision tree that determine the best splits. The entropy can define the measure of disorder to randomness of data sets in the formula of entropy can summation of I tends to pi log of 2p and the used decision tree and select the atypical for fitting. And the practical application of interestingness and market basket analysis, fraud detection, customer segmentation, and medical diagnosis can use support the confidence of identify the frequently bought together the item enhancing and cross-selling strategies and novelty expectance and helps in the identifying unusual patterns indicating fraudulent behavior and customer segmentation actionality and uncertainty are critical in creating that actionable customer segments for targeted marketing and novelty and actionality can help in discovering the new disease marker and treatment options.